Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cork Real Estate Group webinar. It is so nice to see everyone here today. I want to, first of all, thank you for coming today. And we are going to be talking about how you can benefit massively by becoming a partner with Cork Real Estate Group, by acquiring, taking ownership of real estate assets in and around Cork, Ireland. We have an entire team that is ready to work for you. Again, my name is Benjamin Z. Miller. We'll go through the information on the team and we'll talk about everything and how you can profit. So very good, very good. So the first thing I want to do is mention an important legal disclaimer. This is something that is our limited partnership interests. They're only being offered to accredited investors, and these are not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. As accredited investors, you'll be aware that all investments carry some level of risk. This investment is only available to investors who are able to assess their own appetite for risk. So please read the risk statement within the investment memorandum before proceeding. All right, fantastic. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. And I'm going to explain exactly how this works. As you know, with real estate, the fact that the assets over time appreciated value has been a source of wealth for many years. It's a tried and true business. Our limited partnership interests give you all of the benefits of real estate, but you don't have to do any of the stuff that you don't like doing. It makes it a passive investment for you. So you're going to get actual ownership in the real estate. You're going to get a guaranteed preferred rate of return on the real estate that we purchase. And then, but you're not going to have to do any of the things that are the time consuming and kind of the drudgery things that our team takes care of for you. It's a great deal. We do all of the work. You get the passive income. You get the ownership. I mean, what could be better? So the way that this works is we're going to go through all the benefits to you, and we're going to show you how we target very high returns and why those are realistic and what we can offer experienced and new investors. So we target a return of 14.4%. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that, they say, wow, how can you do that? That sounds too high. How can you get a return that high? Real estate on average only goes up at 5% or 6%. How in the world are you going to get 14.4? Well, folks, that is a good question, and we've got a great answer for you. The reason we can do that is because we're not paying the market price. All of those averages that you see that real estate goes up at 5% a year, 6% a year, that's if you buy it at the current market price. If you can find a motivated seller and purchase that real estate at 70%, at 60%, maybe even at 50% of the market value, hitting a 14.4% rate of return is easy. We target a 5-year term. We are trying to double your money in 5 years. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to cash out your chips in 5 years. We actually give you a choice where after 3 years, if you want to be cashed out, we will cash you out at whatever the market value is based on a fair appraisal by a licensed appraiser. Or if you are looking to get on that long-term growth train where for many, many years, maybe a decade, maybe 15 years, however long you want, you can continue owning these limited partnership interests in one or more properties. And as the years pass and as inflation works and as the rent increases work and as we continue to hold these assets for long-term compound growth, you get all of the benefits. You are going to get something better, though, than being a landlord, because let me tell you, folks, and some of you have been landlords, all that glitters is not gold. It is not always so wonderful being a landlord. And there's a lot of people that end up as the unfortunate small-time landlord, where they recognize real estate as a good investment. Then they start buying 1 or 2 properties a year. And it's great fun for them because, hey, you know, we bought a property. Well, after a few years of doing this, they end up with maybe 10, maybe 20 properties, and they are spending 1 or 2 or 3 hours of their time every month dealing with the property, Or if they have a property manager, they're dealing with the property manager, having conversations with the property manager. Even if the property manager is in charge of the property and interfaces with the tenant, the property manager is still coming back to them saying, hey, there's a problem with the toilet. We got a bid to have it replaced. Do you want to have it done? Here's the name of the company. Do you want us to do this? We save you from all of that. You don't have to hear any of that. You don't have to see any of that. You don't have to hear about a roof leak. You don't have to hear about a tenant that's being evicted. You don't have to deal with any of that. We solve it all for you. We make it easy. We let you enjoy all the benefits of the real estate with none of the hassle. And the other thing that's great is our investment, our limited partnership interests, they are potentially pension fund eligible, meaning that the returns are potentially tax-free. So that is just fantastic, folks. So how does it work? Well, it's so simple. You're going to get a 7% preferred rate of return. So 7%, but that's not where the money is, folks. That's just a preferred rate of return. We're targeting doubling your money in 5 years because we're trying to get a 14.4% rate of return. That will work out to an exact double in 5 years' time. So if you have 100,000 limited partnership interest and we do our job right and everything goes right with the market, we should be able to get the value of that raised from 100,000 to 200,000 euros. So it is fantastic. But during the holding period, you're getting a 7% preferred rate of return. Come rain or shine, no matter what's going on, that 7% preferred rate of return is always working for you. And we like it that way, folks. We love to take good care of our investors. Now we're looking for assets that meet a certain minimum standard, ideally more than €1 million. We're not trying to buy a bunch of assets that don't have enough scale where we can really do anything for you. However, we will sometimes make an exception and buy something that's less than $1 million. Primarily, these sorts of things come about because we may have a seller that we're working with directly. And the seller says, I've got these real estate assets. I've got a commercial building here, and I've got another asset over here, and I want to sell them. If we tell the person, hey, we'll only buy that commercial building, you go talk to a real estate agent about that little house. Well, that could be the end of that sale, because once that buyer goes and talks to a real estate agent, that real estate agent is going to very quickly tell that buyer, hey, let me sell them both for you. And since the buyer's already dealing with a real estate agent, it's very likely he'll take both of the listings, and goodbye buying that for less than market value. So that's why we like to do that. We want to make it convenient for our clients to do business where they don't have to pay a real estate commission. They don't have to hassle with all of this. We take care of it for them. We just work out a deal, get them a price that's a price that they can accept, and that's also something that's acceptable to Cork Real Estate Group, where everyone can say yes to the deal, sign the paperwork, and they are on their way, and they didn't have to fix it. They didn't have to do anything to it. And they understood why the price was a bit less than they might have gotten if they had listed it on the market. So it's just very important, and it's a great way to do things. So let's talk about buy to let. Many of you are so familiar with buy to let. There's been a lot of changes that have taken place in buy to let with the mortgage tax relief and the stamp duty, and really the underwriting standards for these buy to let mortgages. It has dwindled so much in popularity with investors, and the landlords are tired of all of it. It's tough these days to be a landlord. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not for someone that doesn't like to work a lot of hours. So that's why so many of our investors prefer to just let us do that for them. That way they can enjoy their life, and they can go back to being a dentist, or going back to being a surgeon, or maybe they're a CEO or a CFO or a CTO, or they're a C something, or maybe they're just a business person that is smart enough where they realize, I like the real estate, but I don't want to mess with all that. Let me show you how it works. It is fantastic because you can actually get in on a pipeline of projects. When you start to work with Cork Real Estate Group, you work out what amount you want to place on an annual basis. So let's say you decide you want to do 50,000 euros a year, just as an example, or maybe 100,000 euros a year. Our team works with you and we figure out assets that we can get you into that you'll be able to participate in having ownership of these assets. So the way that we do it is we're going to source the money. We will go and get 70% of the money. So we arrange 70% of the money. Then we go to our partners, and that's where you folks fit in. And Cork Real Estate Group and our partners, we get together the other 30% of the money that we need to purchase the asset. And then we purchase the asset, you start to earn that 7% rate of return, and you get ownership in project one. And if you want ownership in project two, you can also get in on project two. It's just another thing that you can invest in. But once you're on our list as an accredited investor, as an approved investor that can work with Cork Real Estate Group, and we make that approval so easy, folks, we're basically going to approve you as long as you understand that, hey, this is real estate investing, and yeah, I'm an accredited investor, and yeah, I get it. It's not liquid like day trading. God help anyone that does that day trading. I feel bad for them. They lose so much money. But at any rate, this is how it works with these limited partnership interests, and it's so important. So what target returns can a limited partnership interest deliver? Well, folks, that is fantastic. We offer a 7% annual preferred return, and it is paid quarterly. We offer, and we're targeting, once again, we are targeting to double money for you. You put 100,000 euros in. We want to, our goal is to in 5 years say, yeah, it's worth 200,000 euros now. So that's how we judge if we want to attempt a deal. If we look at a deal and we think, yeah, somebody invests 100,000 euros in 5 years, we might be able to get them 140,000 euros. That's not good enough. That's not a deal that we want. Leave that to those other investors that are just happy to buy something, that don't know what they're doing, the ones that are running around lost and confused, chasing their tails. Let them deal with that. We are here to make money for our limited partners. That is our job. And we go at it. We get up every day and we negotiate hard for you. We do everything. We pull out all the checklists. We do it all. We're a one-stop solution where we can stop any seller. We can find a way to put a deal together for them as long as the seller's motivated. The seller's not going to get to sell his property for all cash and at full price to Cork Real Estate Group. He needs to go find an out-of-town buyer that doesn't understand real estate, that, you know, get them in a multiple buyer offer situation, but not Cork Real Estate Group. When the property hits the market, Cork Real Estate Group is out of there. We don't even compete on those listed properties. We're not going to compete, folks. We're going to dominate. That's our plan with Cork Real Estate Group. So that's basically how it works. We are going to be able to, over time, get a double for you in 5 years. That's what we target. Okay. So now, why should you choose a partnership interest instead of, doing it yourself? Sometimes I get people that I talk to them and I know they understand the benefits of real estate, but they may have had a little bit of experience where they have maybe 3 or 4 or 5 properties they bought, or maybe they just have never done it and they think, well, this is going to be more passive than it really is. Believe me, real estate is not passive income. It takes a lot of work. It is more passive than having, some job that you work at, but it is definitely not passive income, even with a property manager. So we're going to get you into high quality assets. We want you to get the best stuff. It's our job to go out and get the real trophy assets for you. We want to get the best stuff for you because you're our partners. We got to get the things that are the really good deals. Let the others buy the things that are floating around the listed properties. That is fine. But we dive down deep and we get the things that actually are the solid gold. With Cork Real Estate Group, you can get opportunities that you could never find on your own, folks. You wouldn't even know where to find these deals on your own. You wouldn't want to do the things that you need to do to find these deals on your own. For example, a lot of people, they don't like to make cold calls. A lot of people, they don't like to do mailers. A lot of people, they don't like to knock on doors. A lot of people, they don't like to do a lot of things, networking. putting out a lot of marketing, spending money on all this stuff, and you never even know if you're going to get a deal. Well, we take on all that risk for you because we want you to win when you're working as our partner. You also can benefit from the depreciation, from the tax depreciation. And you folks have suffered so much with the taxes. I feel for you because the taxes are so high. And this is something where you have legal rights. You are legally allowed to claim depreciation. You are allowed to do this. Your accountant, your CPA can verify this, but we put together the paperwork where when your return is filed, you will be able to offset some of your tremendous income to take advantage of what the law allows, what they provide for. So all sorts of tax benefits, folks. So how do you invest? Well, here's the great news. If you've got a self-directed personal retirement savings account, maybe you have a self-invested personal pension, maybe you have a small self-administered scheme, or maybe you're one of those guys and you don't even like any of that stuff and you just have a bank account or you just have cash, whatever you've got, we can work with you, folks. We are happy to have your business. We will find a way to work with you where we can get all of the compliance things taken care of quickly and efficiently. We're not like some of those companies that want to put you through a lot. We want your business and we want to be fast. We want to do it right. We want to get you taken care of so we can get you earning money. And we know how valuable your time is, and that's what we want to do. So, okay, let's talk about some of the rules that people may not be familiar with pension. For example, you can do investing out of pensions, but you need to be what's called an arm's length transaction. So that means that you can't be directly investing for your own deal. Maybe you can't invest in a family member's deal, but you can invest in some party that is not connected. Maybe that could be a business partner. Maybe that could be a relative, or maybe Cork Real Estate Group could be your partner. Now that sounds like a good idea, folks. With this, we are able to work with you and your advisor to make sure that everything is structured in a way where you get all of the tax benefits. And we welcome the participation of advisors. We welcome the participation of your attorney. Whatever you need, we are here to work with you. If you pick these people out as your team, we want to also work with them. We are happy to work with all of them. So you can also do direct investment. That is, it's another possibility. It just really depends on your situation, and we should schedule a time where we can talk about your unique circumstances. But whatever your circumstance, folks, we can work with you. That's the really great thing about it. And we do also offer a matched bargain early release, because folks, we understand that sometimes something happens in life and you may just need your money back. And from time to time, unforeseen events make it necessary and to just have that cash back early. And we offer what's called a matched bargain early release that can actually provide an exit liquidity solution for such situations. But folks, I would recommend you hold on to the partnership interest for the full 3 years, because after 3 years, we can cash it out for you at the full value. And that's better than a matched bargain early release. But rather than say no, we say yes, and we will work with you if you need something. So in summary, by making the wise decision to invest with Cork Real Estate Group, you're going to get access to higher quality income producing assets. We're going to buy $100 million in real estate over the next 5 years in and around Cork, Ireland. We are going to be doing so much business in Cork, Ireland, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to be there to help the community. We're going to be there to do great things. We're going to create jobs. We're going to also do a lot of stuff to make the real estate in even better condition. We are also going to pay our taxes. We're going to be a good corporate citizen. You're going to get access to real estate opportunities that you can't find on your own. So much better to let us do that. You're going to benefit from all of the economies of scale. We're doing larger transactions and you benefit from that. You're going to be able to free up your time where as a skilled professional in whatever profession you're in, instead of somebody coming in that's a dentist and trying to learn how to be a real estate investor, or instead of us as a real estate investor trying to learn how to be a dentist, we both can focus on what we know how to do. And let us work for you. Let us work for you in the real estate game. It's going to work out so much better. And once you get on our program, as the years pass, everything's in your favor. Everything's in your favor. Another great benefit is you're also going to be in the network, the Cork Real Estate Group network. And that means you're going to be able to meet the other investors. You're going to get special invitations to our exclusive investor-only invite events where we can give you an opportunity to meet other high-quality investors. And you can do business deals with them. You can do whatever you like. And it's something that is fantastic. So again, everything's in your favor. We want you to contact us. Please make the right decision. Take that first step. Take that first step. You may be busy now, but that 1 minute, that 3 minutes of just sending that contact message, it can change everything for you in the future. It could be millions of dollars that you earn over the years, over the decades by working with Cork Real Estate Group. So please reach out to us, folks. We'd love to hear from you. And that is it for the presentation. So now I'm going to go ahead and end the presentation, and I will open it up for any questions. I am happy to take questions from anyone in the audience. So thank you again for coming.